Welcome to Keeper of Secrets Tarot. I am Gypsy Girl, here to bring you another reading for Virgo. I thank you, Spirit, for protecting and keeping the collective safe, for protecting me and keeping me safe. Virgo, I thank you for your likes, your subscribes, and your shares, but most of all for showing up. Oh, Virgo, it's been a rough few days for me. I've been off beat. But that's normal because the way the moon was shifting and we're coming into that full moon, we're all dealing with a deep sense of healing. It's not just the moon, it's Neptune, it's Pluto, it's Saturn, Venus, Jupiter, all the planets, Mercury, Mars, they're all dancing around above us, wreaking havoc in some. Ooh, look at that. Deck split with one card. Commitment. You see? That is exactly why I have been off for the past few days, not getting to your read and Pisces read. I'm delayed on that, and I would say I apologize, but it's not about apologizing. It's about being committed to the cause and having a new beginning come and having that faith in yourself, in myself. And I'm reflecting on me in the sense where it's that commitment to wanting to be able, you see, that ability to give of the self and wanting it, not just being able to give, but wanting to give that commitment, which comes back to why I'm only now getting to your read. I think it's like 3 or 4 days after the last read. And those past days I was thinking about it the whole time, and the deck split again on the commitment with our 8 of Cups. So we have 10 Cups. So here we're closing off cycles, and this is the reason why I'm able to come to this read today. And what is today? The 11th of April, when I do your read for the month of April. I don't call it the monthly read. I don't know, this month I'm not calling it monthly read. I'm just calling it a reading for April, because I will do a few others. And when I say a few others, I will come back with the person most on your mind. Actually, right after I do your read and Pisces, I'm going to get there. And then I'm going to do the medicine wheel reading, because it's just the timing for it. And again, closing off, completion of cycles, we're all going through that. This is why I was naming all the planets, but I'm not going to say where they are and what they're doing. If you are so inclined to go deeper in, looking into the retrograde, the stationary, the going direct, the combustion, the conjunctions, if you're interested in that, then great. I try to bring it in little bits at a time, but I don't want to do too much because it could get confusing. And sometimes my memory flips off of one onto another, and I don't want to confuse. So it's a question of dealing with where you are, where you've been, where you want to go, who you're with, and then reckoning with why. The why. Why do we need to leave or end cycles? Because time is up. The time is up. And that's what's happening now. I mean, all the tarot readers are saying the same thing about this is our reset with Neptune going into Aries, because it's 165 years and no one's ever experienced this. Well, it's because nobody lives for more than 90 to 100 years. For the rare few that go past 100, 103, 105, they're not on YouTube telling us all about it. But if we are lucky and blessed to be around people who have lived for over 100 years, yeah, they're going to say it's a reset too. oh, things are new. This is our Aquarius era. It's no more Pisces. That Piscean era is completed or in completion. Here we go with the tens. All the readings that I did that show up all the tens were all coming to an end. And some relationships are tougher than others. And Virgo, you're no different. It's difficult for some. It's very difficult for others. And it's not so difficult. You see what I say? It's difficult. It's very difficult. And then we have the blockage. We have Saturn. We have Saturn with Venus shifting into Pisces. You know, so it's like, okay, do I go? Do I stay? Where do I go from here? What do I do? They left me. I'm leaving. Where will I go? The comfort that I know is not going to be there anymore. Should I go? That's where we're at. And I say we, I'm talking about Virgo here. The heart and mind of Virgo is really being pushed and pulled because your ruler is Mercury, and Mercury is stationed going into direct mode. So we're like, okay, I think I can do this, but I'm not sure yet. And I think that has a lot to do with why I took 3 or 4 days to come to your read, because there's a lot of the indecision that's been wreaking over the past few days. Oh, Virgo, I don't mean to preach, but sometimes when I do your read, it feels like I'm preaching. It's because I love Virgo. I do. I love Virgo. Look, we see here we have the 3 of Cups. We have that 8 of Cups come back again. And we see the 7 of Cups. So the confusion, wanting a second chance, wanting to start over, really mulling things over, really did this, did that. Not sure if I want to go through that again. You see, that's where we've been. That's where we still are for most of us. But this read is, well, it is general, but it is touching on how the month is playing out for you. And so far, I'm doing a recap over the first 2 weeks because that's where we've been with all the other reads that I did in the early first week of the month. It was pretty much that scenario that was going on. But coming into the mid, and the full moon is up in another 3 days from this day when I do the reading. Sorry, my mind just stopped for a second there. When I do this read, the full moon for the month is coming up on the 14th. Depending on where you are, it could be the 13th. Here is where you will feel that, okay, I'm going this way. I'm making up my mind. I'm going that way. Wherever you decide, don't second guess and say, okay, I changed my mind. I don't want to do it. I'm scared. No. It's a question of how you feel. If you feel good about the decision that you make, then have the faith to go forward. And if you falter along the way, then that's because you have a lesson to learn, and take it in stride. Just take it in stride. Okay. My favorite Virgo card. And I say Virgo card because it's the healing side that I call into the number 9. Okay, this is not just because he's scared and wanting to duck and run. He can't run. His legs are finished. His brain is overwhelmed. He's done so much. He's put up so many barriers. He doesn't trust anybody, and he wants to succeed. He's at the end. It's one more try, one more leg to go, one more length of indecision to get through, Virgo. We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. And this is what you need to sit with if you are clicking on this read and feeling overwhelmed. You need to really just allow the time to pass. Even if you don't get what you want or you're not feeling like it's coming in, it's a question of time. It's just a question of time. I feel like that's the soothing remedy for April, for any sign, because it is a question of time. Again, with the planets doing what they're doing, things are going to change. If you're really feeling bogged down, tied down, you're not able to move, you're feeling blocked, you're feeling stopped, you can't trust anyone, everyone you talk to is turned against you. I mean, those are extreme cases, but there are certain individuals that you may have had some trust in and they turned on you, or you feel they have. It could be the illusion of being betrayed. Not for everybody. Some of us are really feeling that betrayal and recognizing it and seeing it for what it is, because that's what those eclipses would have brought to us. The eclipse of the moon would have stirred up that sense of, can I trust? I don't think I can. And then the eclipse of the sun would say, well, I get to see who I can and can't trust. I get to see your true colors, meaning the proof is in the pudding. At least you're starting to see it. If you haven't seen it, you're getting that inclination now, because not everybody's going through the same time. So I'll just do one more quick shuffle, and we'll cut. And as you can see, I'm using the my words. I keep saying Gothic. It's not Gothic. The Smith-Waite tarot, and I'm using the Celtic spread, which really fits nicely with this. And I choose the cards at random, and I've brought in the Seasons of the Witch Oracle deck to help us with the changes that we've been going through, coming up to the eclipses and going beyond. And I'm keeping, because I started off the first reads with the animal spirit, the spirit of the animals deck, because this is where we dig deep down inside, and spirit helps us to see that totem animal that we have within us to help us guide our soul. And when I say it, the soul is where we are being guided, because we are the human body here on earth, just vessel for the soul. And the imprint of particular animals that you may be inclined to, or maybe you're not even aware of, their strength is what is drawn from this deck. And that's why I really like this deck, because it really helps us to see a little bit beyond, and more so the connection that we have with Mother Earth, and the healing that comes from just even recognizing that these animals are here living alongside us. And we won't go into all of that, but it's very, very potent, the strength of the power of the animals, and their spirit is a part of the ether when we go into tarot or craft or even prayer. Their spirit comes around to help us. Okay, a little lesson on animal spirits there, Virgo. But you want that. You want to connect to things that make you rise above this, where you've been, and the bravery that, I just saw the bottom of the deck, but the 5 cups. Okay, it just makes sense where this is coming in. The 5 cups that you see now, because I turned the deck, is getting past that loss, that sense of I've lost everything, or I can't believe that what they did to me. I feel so low. I'm depressed, because that's where we were, and some of us are still there, and some of us are just recognizing that, okay, I can get through it, and some of us are, oh yeah, I was there. I'm feeling better now. I can see where I was, because that's what tarot will bring, all the different layers. So it really depends on when you view this clip, that you can recognize at what point you were or are during the April month, whether you watch this as it comes or later on, where you would actually be reflecting back upon. And even then you may be going through, because like I said, it's in layers. Not everybody's going through something at the same time. And the depression that may have been may still be there, because this is a depression. This is the Pisces influence, and yeah, it's coming to an end, and we have that heaviness, we have that I really need to take care of myself, that sense of being selfish, taking care of me, being alone, or wanting to be alone, or taking that time alone, reflecting off of what you've been through, what, you know, the hurt that someone may have caused or people may have caused, whether it's family, friends, work, or just people that you associate with, the groups that you belong to. You're coming to terms with, okay, I don't want to be in this group, or I want to be in another, or I want to change. Oh, you see where I'm coming from. That feeling of not belonging, you're taking it and you're using it to rise above, and that is the good thing. Lots of cups going on here today. So we have, again, with the Three of Cups coming back and showing 4 cups. So we're at broken 8. So we're really pushing forward to break free and allow for a reconciliation, either with the self, meaning that I forgive myself, I accept the choices that I made, or that I make, or I will make. I accept them because this is the path that I am put on, or this is the path that I choose to walk down. Again, it is to come through with merriment for healing. It is to reckon with third-party situations and overcome them, seeing that they don't control you. You can walk away from them, or it, or if it's a person, or if it's a place that you are affected by, wherein your partnership may be working too much and you're resenting that. It could be any level of third party. It's not just other people coupling. But for those who are going through any kind of third party situation, it is here where you are tested to go past that. And that is in the form of acceptance. That is in the form of smiling in the face of your enemy, if you will. Okay? And that's your test. That's your challenge. What is above is having that sense of balance, having that sense of, well, with or without you, I am okay. But you need to believe that. And this is where or what I started off saying, where we are, can I go? Should I go? How will I live? How will I manage? I'm used to this. How am I going to get to keep what I know I'm comfortable in? And again, this is our comfort zone being tested. And having that courage to move forward, having that courage to put things out of balance, and then reckon with that, facing it and seeing that, oh, okay, I can manage. It's okay if this doesn't work for me, because at some point you will have to do without, if I mean, depending on your situation, because this is Pentacles, where this is the essence of abundance, money, a job. For some, it's I need to move from my job, I need to change jobs, or maybe you just lost your job and that has you turned upside down, and you're being tested as to how to get past this. Here we have what is in the past, and this is the root. This is exploration. This is that dedication to wanting to do what you love to do. This bringing in that offer, that proposal of, I want to make this happen. I want this. And this is where maybe it didn't come for some, that what you were seeking as an offer or a proposal, you just waiting for it to happen. Maybe it didn't happen, because here we see that it is potential. The potential is there, and we're not satisfied. We're not satisfied because it didn't happen. We're not satisfied because it isn't what we were expecting. We thought we were getting a whole different package, but when we opened it up, it was the same thing that we've always received in relationships, is what I'm talking about. And that threw us off our game, because why am I getting this again? Why do I have to do this again? I don't want to do that. I don't want to be, what did I do? Well, now we're tested to get past that. Virgo, you have me very lively all of a sudden. Energy it's like you're being held back, but you want to burst forward. Because what you really want is something real, something substantial, something with true demeanor, something with class. But that's not what you're feeling you're getting, or that's not what you felt you received. Very regal here. I am worthy. I am strong enough. I am brave enough. It's other people that are blocking me. There you go. How do you deal with other people and keep that demeanor and keep that regal side of yourself? Again, it's coming in June. I'm saying that for every reading, because that's where the planets are freeing up within that time, with Jupiter going into Gemini and soon into Cancer. It's going into that forward motion of, you know what, this is what I really wanted, so I'm going for it. Because again, someone did something which put you in a position of, well, I can't trust. You see? We saw the 9 of Wands there, and now we see the 5, and it's all looking to the past, and this was in the recent past. So again, if you're clicking onto that sensation of, I was betrayed, I can't trust anyone, I just want to be on my own, that is where we are being asked to take a deep, hard look at ourselves and how we deal with other people. Because this is where you get separated. You separate yourselves from, I no longer want this in my life. And that is where things are going to start changing, because I don't want the same thing anymore. I'm tired of that. And that, being betrayed, being lied to, having to fight to hold on to what is yours. Virgo, you've been really busy. Healing is coming. And I didn't even check. See how it's sitting. Okay, I'm doing pretty good here. Okay. It is going to get better. Again, eights are here. So we're looking at August. We're looking at for real healing to take place, it takes time. So we're looking at the 3-month difference here. I'm counting the 8 swords. So it's a question of timing. For some of us, yes, it's August, depending on how much Leo you have in your chart, because you're maybe on the cusp, or you may have a sun in Leo, or you might have your Jupiter or your moon. It just really doesn't matter. But you're strongest when the sun shines brightest. And that is when you will have that feeling of, I got this. I'm getting past this. I'm over this. And You already made your mind up as to, okay, I'm done. I don't want to deal with that anymore. No more. I can't have this in my life. I don't want this. I'm taking control. And that's probably why I'm getting this really strong energy pulling these cards, and just the way this reading is going, it's feeling like leadership coming out, you know, bringing in that balance, putting things out of balance if you have to. And it's not a question of revenge, because Virgo, that's not what you're made of. Even if you have debilitation in certain planets, you are not built on revenge. You are built on healing and helping, service to others, and looking at what the cause and effect, and seeing afar into the future, and knowing the consequences way, way, way in advance. That is true leadership, where you can see how things will play out and pretty much have a handle on the outcome, and say, okay, if it goes this way, I can do this. And if it happens like that, I can recuperate this way. And yes, I need to cut my losses. Again, I'm not just dealing on a business level, but again, the pentacles do bring that in. And of course, the Empress. So it could be that you are really dealing with that Aries in you. So in your chart, you might have some planets in Aries, or you just have that closeness to being in control of my life now because of what took place. Like, you're really stepping up and saying, okay, this I've been through, I don't want any more of it. Now I have to do something, because I can't deal with this anymore. Like, you really had enough. Oh, the next person or other people, the environment, this is outside of you. They're stubborn. Their mind is set. And it's a negative in the sense where you're a positive, they are a negative. They are in that negativity. Again, you're dealing with someone, maybe it's the same person or group or people or situation that hasn't completed yet, because we're still on the 8. We're still in the 8. We saw the 9, but we're still in the 8. The 4 again. We're aiming for that 10th. See, this would have been the 10th wand to come to that ending of a cycle. And here is where you may have that effect on, because of your positivity, because of that strength in you to go forward, to see the positive, to reach for the healing. They're being affected. They may very well come around and be a part of that healing. You're changing something. You're helping to change something about the circumstance, whether it's people or person. You have a positive effect on them, because now they're mulling over. They're probably going through, okay, this I don't want to deal with anymore, or I'm set in my ways. For some, again, it's up in the air. We don't know which way they're going to go. You are still struggling in some cases, and others, again, you know exactly where you're going. I'm not saying that every Virgo is going through the same thing, but you gauge as to how much of a handle you have on that Emperor mode. How strong do you feel right now in this moment? And that will help you gauge on the effect that you have on the next person, as well as how soon you will overcome, because you will overcome. And they know it. Again, there's a commitment here. That's how we started off, with a commitment. The fear of having a commitment, in the sense of not being true, being that you're in a commitment, but they're doing their own thing, and it's third parties all over again. And if I go with this commitment, the positive is that you are committed to overcoming, and in having that commitment to yourself, you will attract a commitment, whether it is with the same person or somebody completely new. I mean, your situation will determine if you want to deal with that person again. If even they're struggling, you're thinking, well, struggle all you want. This is never going to come together as a true commitment because it is just the way it is between us. And that is wisdom, eh? To face that and know it. Healing, come August, you will know for sure. Even before then for others. And in those of that I'm saying in August, you'll have an inclination before August that there will be a commitment in August. You will know. And then the outcome here is our Queen of Cups. So a match. You see, the Queen and the King are going to be on a balanced level in the sense where we want the same thing, or we don't want the same thing, or I'm holding back my affections because of what needs to be healed. Either way, discernment is the result. And that is because the Emperor is waking up within. Virgo, you have me going. I better take a sip. Okay. The seasons of the witch. So the changes, again, it's more or less going to reflect. For most of the reads, nearly all of the reads I've done so far, every time I pull the card from here, it's reflecting on the change here, because this is the future. Okay. So to help us, Virgo, the seasons of the witch oracle, we're going to ask spirits, I thank you for protecting and keeping the collective safe, and protecting me and keeping me safe. Help us to understand the changes that are coming for the future for Virgo. And this is to come within a month when we do this read. So to carry us through April and May, what are the changes that we're looking at with this Three of Swords? Because you are going to heal. I'm just gonna, I usually cut it. Let's just cut. I was about to take a random card. I will take a random card, but I usually cut. But here, let's see. There she is, our maiden. This is like the Emperor in feminine form here. This is why that discernment is reflected in the Queen of Cups. Huh? She is a soldier. She is the maiden. Look at her, bold as she is. Just, shining like the sun. Has the sun in back of her. See all the butterflies that are, the bees, the butterflies. Nature is just buzzing and humming to her beat, because that is who she is. Demand what is yours and take back what was taken. Reclaim until you've gathered all of you. Virgo, you are going to feel it coming in August, because this is the time when milk and honey just flows and the butterflies are just free. I mean, look out for August, okay? Demand what is yours. Oh, look at that. But no, we're not going to take these two, because we really, really just want the one. Demand what is yours and take back what was taken. Reclaim until you've gathered all of you. That's your strength, and that inner strength, that warrior, that 9 of Wands. You're going to go that extra length. You're going to get there. You're going to get to the 10th. If it is that you are going to break from a relationship, you are going to stand on your ground to do so, because that's the reflection here. You see, and you're thinking about it now. You made up your mind. You've already made the decision. It's a question of getting the legs to go through and have that discerning quality really show itself, because they may want to convince you to do what you don't want to do. Again, they're being really stubborn here. But you need to stand your ground. You need to say, yeah, no, been there, done that. You just have to be honest, because that's what she is. That's what she is. That's what he is. Just be honest with yourself. You know that you've had enough. You know that you've had enough. I didn't even look here. You see the Chariot, again, the Empress. So that 3-month factor is still kicking in here, again with the 3s. You're starting to feel, even 3 weeks, 3 days, when the moon comes in, because we have the sun, could be the moon. I see more the sun reflecting here, but the moon within the water, the moon within the emotion, in 3 days from this read. Okay? And then we have taken that higher ground, just being you and knowing what is best for you. Indecision for maybe the person that you're dealing with, or deciding on the right moment when to make your move. Having that reconciliation with the self and sharing with the next person what you really feel, and really coming in together. And it could take them the 3 days, the 3 weeks, the 3 months to come around and say, okay, yeah, you know what, you're right, or we should go this way. And that's where you're going to feel that sense of stability within the self, with the next person, with other people, and bringing things back into the balance. Seeing that there is possibilities, having that hope for future, reflecting off of our 7 here, the Chariot, knowing from within that yeah, I want to go forward, or no, I don't want to go forward. Having that patience to deal with the situation and see the light, see that perspective change. Completing the cycle. Let's stop there, because it comes right back to the full circle of the 10 of Wands that we started off with, and the 10 of Cups that we built around this read. So from here, we're going to take because not for everybody it's going to be the end of a cycle, and then you start something new. Whether you're starting with someone that you've been dealing with, you're doing a new cycle with them, or you're starting on your own, or you're getting involved with someone new. It's your scenario, it's your situation. You take it as it resonates. But either way, it's a question of how you deal with it, and you're going to be more on flat surface, steady ground, that grounded feeling, because she is very grounded as much as she is very grounded. Okay, you're going to feel it, Virgo. That is the positive coming from this negative. You're going to be grounded. You're going to be really grounded. You're going to know it. You're going to feel it. You're already building it up to make the decision if you've not made the decision already. So one more shuffle for the Spirit of the Animals Oracle, and we ask Spirit to show us what is that animal within Virgo to help Virgo reach the higher ground. It's the pronghorn, taking action. Look at that, it's beautiful, very regal again. Feeling that sense of the balance of the yin and the yang within is where you are coming to see that, I can do this, I can get through. Have a little faith in you, Virgo. Now is the time to act. Opportunities are here. Move forward with confidence. Your talents will always help you land on the pinnacle. Your quick wit and keen senses will lead you to success. And that is where we come to see our Emperor within. So again, it relates to earth signs. So wherever you have earth in your chart, you may want to look at that. Or if you know what you're connecting to like I said, could be just the Aries effect that you're having because of Aries season and the fact that Venus, I think, is in Aries now. You can go check to be sure. But it is a question of drawing on that strength. Now is the time to act. Opportunities are here. Move forward with confidence. Your talents will always help you land on the pinnacle. Your quick wit and keen senses will lead you to success. And on that note, Virgo, I thank you again for your likes, your subscribes, and your shares. Until our next read, love and light.